welcome and good morning. Thank you for getting up and making it to day 4 of the challenge. So this is a reset challenge, and it's part of this rejuvenating step that More Yoga wanted to take us all on. So of course it feels great to reset, especially when there's lots of wild and crazy things going on. It's great just to come back to the simplicity of the yoga practice, which just encourages us to live in the here and now, so we don't have to start creating ideas in our head that might sort of take us out of that calm track. So one practice that I really like when it comes to having that feeling of resetting is a process of re-enchanting myself with the world. So we'll try a little bit of that and see how it feels, see if it works for you. So it was actually a process that I read about in a book called Eco Yoga by Henrik, and I can't quite remember his surname now, but I'll be able to find it for you after if you're interested. So I'm in hero's pose, so you can take that too. If you prefer to come cross-legged, of course, that's fine. So hero's pose, I'm just in a lovely kneeling position, hips back on heels. And let's take the backs of our hands on our lap, palms face up, and then we'll close down through the eyes. Now as you close your eyes, slightly tuck your chin, just enough to feel the back of your neck getting slightly longer. And then relax your shoulders, keep your collarbones and shoulder blades broad, so there's this space across your heart. And relax your thighs into your calves, and your calves down towards your shins, shins to the mat. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose, and we'll sigh it out through the mouth. And take 2 more like that, so these lovely deep breaths with that big sigh out. Enough so you can hear it. Maybe the person in the next room can hear it too. Breathe in, sigh it out. And once more like that. So as we re-enchant ourselves with the world, we start to take our mind back to all of the incredible things that are about being alive. And the first one is, of course, the fact that we are here alive, having this human experience in our physical body. And just start to recall all the things that make your life interesting. And all of these wonderful sensory human experiences that we can have just by being in a body. And think of the possibilities of all the words you could hear, all the poetry that you could hear, the songs you could listen to. And just imagining all the ways you can be creative in so many different areas of life. And then the simplicity of it all, just coming back to the pure joy of breathing. So as we breathe, we're taking in this life force from all around us. And we're filling up on the inside, and as we breathe out, we send back out this life force, and it recycles. So we breathe in, we draw in. When we breathe out, we send back out. Just one more deep breath. Breathing in. Breathing out. Perfect. Now let's open the eyes and send the hands out in front. Fan your fingers really wide, so you spread them as wide as you can. Take your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cow and wake the spine up. So as you're ready, inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. Send your heart forwards, and as you exhale, press into the floor and around your back. So we breathe in, drop the belly, lift the chest. And exhale, push into the floor, rounding through your back. Now just a few more like this. So when you breathe in, drop your belly, try to send the heart high and pull the shoulders down away from your ears. And as you exhale, push into the floor, round through your back, and let your elbows roll out to the sides. Just one more round. Breathe in, maybe increasing the range of movement this time. Breathe out. And then inhale, let's come back to center. We're in our tabletop shape. Now we're going to tuck the right toes, and then we're going to tuck the left toes, and we come into a plank. Now push into the floor as if you were trying to move it. So when you feel that you really are pressing down, you'll feel automatically that your heart starts to lift. And it's as if your heart is moving towards the shoulder blades. Now keep your shoulders, hips and heels in one long line. And imagine you can hug your thighs towards your hamstrings. Lift up through your kneecaps and then again repress the heels back behind you. Now your lower back should feel absolutely fine here. You shouldn't notice it at all. If it hurts, chances are you're dropping your belly slightly, so keep hugging it in and feel that support through the front of the body. Now we're just going to roll forwards onto the tiptoes and then roll it back. Once more, rolling forwards and roll it back. Now exhale, push your hips high, come into your downward facing dog. And here we'll paddle out through the feet. So start to say good morning to the hamstrings, see how they feel, and just know that if you usually practice, or say if you practice sometimes in the evening, sometimes at lunchtime, sometimes in the morning, you'll probably find that your hamstrings feel different at different points in the day. So for most of us, the body is much tighter in the morning as we're just waking up. So, you know, we've been still for a while. So if it feels pretty tight, just know that there's probably quite a few of us feeling like that right now. But it's nice to know that we're doing it together. Now, let's hold steady for 5 breaths in our downward dog. So check first of all your hands. Can you get every single knuckle glued to the floor, especially the index finger? Straighten your arms as best you can and try to wrap your shoulder blades away from your spine and curl them around the sides of your body. Now your belly stays hugging in, and you'll notice that helps to lengthen the lower spine and send your hips up and back so you're straightening out through the spine as best you can. Take another deep breath in. Breathe out. Now inhale, roll forwards into plank. We're going to drop the knees to the floor, untuck the toes and slowly lower all the way down. Inhale, lift your chest. Squeeze the tips of the shoulder blades to touch. You're not pressing your hands onto the floor. All the strength is coming from the back body. Now reach your sternum forwards. You can stay here or you can take your big toes together and start to lift the feet. Just a few inches. Don't think so much about the height, think more about the length. So now imagine someone is pulling your toes back and your heart is being moved forwards. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly lower down, tuck your toes, send your hips back to your heels and exhale, push back, downward dog. Now inhale, we're going to lift the left leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left elbow, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, sweep it up, sweep it back. Exhale, knee to nose, roll it forwards. Nice and steady, inhale. Take that leg high. Try to keep your left toes pointing right down to a 6 o'clock position. Exhale, cross the space, left knee, left elbow. Now pause here. We're going to extend the left leg long, little toe side touches down onto the floor and drop down onto your hips. Point both toes to point up towards the sky and lift your arms. Now you're pressing the backs of the legs down and you're lifting through the spine, through the arms. Exhale, let's fold forwards. It doesn't have to be a big fold. Try not to round. Keep lots of space in the spine. Come onto your fingertips. Inhale, lift your chest. Relax your shoulders and exhale. See if you can fold a little more. Try to keep the toes pointing to 12 o'clock so they don't roll down, in or out. Breathe in, lift the chest, lengthen your spine just once more. Exhale, see if you can hinge. Now inhale, hug your belly in, arms go high. Now we're going to take the back of the left hand down on the inside of the left leg. You might get your forearm to touch down onto the floor and then reach your right arm towards your foot, stretching through the side body. Now as you do this, try to press the right hip downwards into the earth. Breathe in and imagine you can send that breath all the way from the left hip to the fingertips. And then inhale, coming all the way up, extend through the arms. And exhale, take the back of your left arm, your left forearm down onto the floor. And then reach the right fingertips towards the foot. Stretching through the side body, keeping your heart open. Breathe in. Breathe out. And inhale, coming all the way up with the arms. Now keep your legs as they are. Place your hands back at the top of the mat, setting up for your downward facing dog. Now tuck the back toes and inhale, send your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, release, take that foot to the floor. Now inhale, your right leg goes high. Exhale, knee to nose, glide it forward. Inhale, lift up, three-legged dog. Exhale, come forwards. Now every time you're forwards, still try to push the floor away with your arms and with your hands. Inhale, float it back. Exhale, take your knee to your left elbow. We're going to extend that leg long. We're coming back into our wide-legged straddle shape. Reach your arms high. Deep breath in. Exhale, hinge it forward. So we're just taking exactly the same as before. Can you feel more into your heels reaching forwards and your toes pulling back? Heart out in front. Exhale, possibly folding in. Breathe in, feel your heart lift and lengthen. Exhale, releasing forwards. Just once more like this, keep pressing the backs of the legs downwards. Inhale, lift your chest, elongate your spine. And exhale, relax, try to keep the shoulders broad. Inhale, arms come high. Remember when we lift up, we're keeping the belly engaged. Now take your right hand down, back of the hand touches the floor, maybe the forearm does. And we start to send the left fingertips towards the big toe. Opening up through your chest. And inhale, recenter. Exhale, take it to the second side. The back of the left hand is down on the floor. You're pressing your right hip into the earth and you're extending that right arm towards the foot. Some of us might even catch hold of the foot. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now inhale, come all the way up. Plant your hands down on the top of the mat, setting up for downward facing dog. Tuck the back toes and inhale. Reach that right leg all the way high, three-legged dog. And exhale, release, downward facing dog. And we'll start to walk the feet forwards towards the hands. Now you can take ragdoll here, or you can place the hands down onto the floor just in front of the feet. Bend the knees as much as you need to do that, and then relax the weight of your head. So you'll know it's relaxed if you're now looking at your shins. Now start to extend your hips as high as you can get them. Straighten out through the legs as best you can. And as you feel that effort in the legs and in the feet, try to rock forwards into the front of the feet. And then relax your body. And notice if as you relax your torso, it grows longer. So it does more of what you want it to do when you soften, when you reset. Breathe in, long legs. Exhale, relaxing the torso. And then when you're ready, let's bend into the knees. Deep bend. Start to lift your chest. And we're going to reach the arms out in front, coming into a chair pose. Now you really want to feel some strength in the legs there. So we rock the weight back into the heels. We try to tilt the pelvis. So lift your pubic bone and point the tailbone down. Lift your heart. And then when you're ready, send the arms back behind you, interlace them, press your knuckles to the back of the room, extend your heart forwards, and exhale, refold. You're looking at your shins. Try to pull your shoulders away from your ears, so towards the hips, and then let the little fingers weigh downwards towards the ground. So opening the chest, opening the hamstrings. And when you're ready, bend back into the knees. We're coming back into our chair. Fingertips forwards, heart lifting. Feel some strength here. So if it feels pretty moderate, go a little deeper. You want it to feel nice and warm in the thighs, heat building in the body. And then let's refold. We're going to interlace the hands again. Press the knuckles to the back of the room, heart forwards, and then fold it in. Remember that feeling in the feet, weight going forwards, stretching it out through the legs, shoulders up towards the hips, and the little fingers moving towards the floor. And then start to bend into your knees. Release the arms, send them out in front. We're in our chair pose, and this time we're going to lower the sit bones down onto the earth. Reach up through the legs, coming into Navasana pose. Now you can catch hold of the thighs, or you can leave the arms by the sides of the shins, palms facing in. If you want to straighten out through your legs, you can take that option too. Keep looking towards your toes, wherever you are. Now try to glue the thighs and the belly together. So it's not going to happen for most of us, or for any of us most likely. So we're just moving in that direction. The intention is not to get them to connect. And then let's release the feet to the floor, hips width apart. Place your hands back behind you underneath your shoulders, fingertips point forwards. And as you inhale, lift up, reverse tabletop. Now you're sending your knees forwards, lift your hips high. Lift your chest up towards the sky and push your hands into the floor. And feel that space across the chest. 2 more breaths like this. Relax the jaw. Now you can let your head gently drop back, slowly drop back. If it doesn't feel right for you, begin to tuck your chin towards your chest again. And then release. Take your hips to the floor. We're coming back into Navasana. Reach the arms forwards. You can catch hold of the thighs. You can leave them floating. You can leave the knees bent, shins parallel, or you can extend your legs. Find a place that feels good. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Lovely. Now wherever you are, catch hold of the thighs. Hug your belly in, and we're going to rock back onto the shoulders. Rock it forwards, cross your shins, hands to the mat, step it back into plank. Chaturanga or knees touch down. Inhale, lift your chest, coming into up dog or cobra, and exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Now inhale, step your right foot forwards. Place your back heel down onto the ground, and inhale, reach up through your fingertips, warrior 1. Now you're looking up towards your hands if your palms are pressing. If you want to keep more space in the shoulders, keep your hands shoulder width apart and look forwards instead. 2 more breaths here. Now I want you to visualize the back edge of your left foot, so the little toe side of your left foot is glued down to the floor. Then try to roll your left inner thigh to the back of the room, and that should send your left hip forwards. Keep drawing the belly away from the front thigh. And when you're ready, we're going to take the left hand to the left shoulder. You can take your right hand to the left elbow. Just start to move that elbow further back. Now you can stay like this, or you can wrap your right arm around the back body, interlace the fingers. Breathe in, lift your chest, and exhale, folding forwards. Just a slight variation on humble warrior. So you want to fold on the inside of the right leg. You might need to heel toe that right leg further out. So further out to the right hand side. And inhale, coming all the way up. Keep your arms as they are. Push the floor away with the front leg. Breathe in, lift your chest. And exhale, refold nice and slow. Now you're going slow so you can feel the movement is coming from the hips. You can imagine there's a wheel there in the pelvis that's rolling you forwards. And be gentle with the arms. If it doesn't feel right to keep your arms like this, feel free to catch opposite elbow instead. Now we'll pause here for 2 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Weight is going into that back foot. Push the floor away with your front foot. Breathe in. Heart forward, sliding down towards the shin. Breathe out. Now very slowly, carefully, release your left hand to the floor, either to the inside of the foot or if you can to the outside of the foot. Now start to spiral your chest open towards the right and extend that right arm high. Now you want to imagine your arms like a column here. So you're pushing into the floor with that left hand as you reach up towards the ceiling with the right and look towards your top hand. Can you pull the right hip back maybe an inch and really feel that stretch into the IT band? And exhale. Really circle your right hand down to the earth. Fingertips square the front foot. Come onto the toes of the back foot, hug your belly in, and inhale, lift all the way up to stand. Draw your left leg in towards your chest. Arms go high and wrap that thigh around the right foot. Tuck your toes into an eagle pose. And then we're going to wrap the right arm over the left. Back of the hands touch or palms touch. Now try to wrap your belly over the legs, over the thighs, squeezing in. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Once more, breathe in. Breathe out. And then slowly unwind here. Arms go high. Left leg goes all the way back. Place your back heel to the floor, warrior two. Flip the front palm and exhale, reverse your warrior. And then circle your hands down to the earth. Step it back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lifting into your up dog. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Just take one breath here, feeling the length in the back body. Breathe out. Now inhale, your left foot steps forwards to the inside of the left hand. Place your back heel down onto the mat. Reach your arms up into Virabhadrasana 1. And choose your positioning with the arms. Try to wrap your shoulder blades away from your spine. So you're squeezing the armpits closer together around the front of the body. You're moving your forearms together to touch. Again, they don't actually touch, but move them in that direction. Deep breaths. And then to release, we're going to place that right hand on the right shoulder. Take your left hand to your right elbow. Start to move it back so you already feel now you're opening up into the tricep. Now we can stay like this, or we can sweep the left arm around the back body. Interlace your fingers. Breathe in, lengthen the heart. And exhale, humble warrior, folding in. Now you might want to heel toe the left foot out to the left hand side before you do that, so you have lots of space for the arms, for the chest to fold in. Relax your head. Remember that same feeling in the legs as we had in Warrior 1. Keep your back heel touching down on the mat. Just one more deep breath. Try to relax your jaw. And then inhale, coming all the way up. Moving slowly, steadily. And then let's straighten the front leg. You might want to narrow the stance slightly here. Keep the hips square. Breathe in, again, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge forward, slow, much slower than you would like. So you can feel the details of folding in, and you can notice if you're about to round, and then you can resist that and lengthen even more. Now try to imagine that you're growing more length from the left hip to the left armpit, and you're letting the right side of your body weigh down. So it feels slightly heavier here. Keep looking forwards. Keep drawing your right elbow back, your left shoulder back and down into the torso. Can you straighten the left leg further? Breathe in. Where do you want to send the breath? Maybe into the back of the left knee. Maybe into the front of the shoulders. Now inhale. Start to release the fingertips. Take your right hand down to the inside of the foot, or if you can, to the outside of the foot. Wherever it is, you want the palm flat. If it's not flat at all, just gently place it onto the shin. And then very mindfully, you start to send your left arm high towards the ceiling. You find a little relief here in the arms, stretching out and lengthening. Twist as much as you can, turning your belly and your heart towards the side wall. Arms are like a flower, so as you press down through the right, that's your roots. And as you reach up, your fingertips are the petals through the left hand, reaching towards the sun. One more breath. Can you straighten that front leg? Can you pull your left hip further back? And exhale, circle your left hand to the floor. Fingertips either side of the front foot. Hug your belly in, come onto the toes of the right foot and come all the way to stand. Draw that right knee in towards your chest, arms go high. And we're coming into eagle pose. So you want to wrap your right thigh over the left, single bind or a double bind, and take your left arm over the right, back of the hands to touch, or a double bind, the palms touch. Start to bend into your knees and wrap your body over the torso. Wrap your body over your thighs. Squeezing in, so you squeeze the legs, squeeze the arms, get the belly and the thighs nice and close. Breathe into the shoulders this time, deep breath in. Breathe out. And then we'll start to unravel through the legs. Arms extend high. Right knee goes high, step it all the way back. Place your heel to the floor. Warrior two. Now flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Circle your hands down onto the earth. Step it back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, push back. Downward facing dog. Now we're going to take the knees to the floor. Untuck your toes, place your forearms down onto the mat. Hands are glued to the ground. Hands and elbows are shoulder width apart, tuck your toes. Press your hips high, coming into dolphin. Now start to walk your feet forwards towards the elbows. Keep pushing into the floor. Send your chest towards your thighs. Shoulder blades are nice and spacious. Now staying here, or maybe lifting up through one leg. Take a little kick as you push into the ground, see how that feels. And maybe coming up into your pincher. Maybe staying in your dolphin. And if you're taking a kick on one side, take the kick on the other side too. And then when you're ready, come down into child's pose. Just take a moment here. Forehead to the earth. Breathe in. Sigh it out through the mouth. And then when you're ready, we'll lift up to seated. Take your hips to one side. Take your legs out in front. Now we're going to cross the legs this time. Shimmy the shins a little further forwards. So you want to look down and see a triangle underneath you. Feet are in. If you can take fire log pose and stack the shins on top of each other, you can. If there's a gap between the foot and the knee, if you have a block or a book, wedge it between the gap. If you don't, just come back into this cross-legged shape. Fingertips out in front. Breathe in, lift your chest. Exhale, fold in. Whew. Now for most of us, this will feel quite strong. Stay focused, so send your breath into those tight spots and see if you can remap any of those feelings of discomfort. So of course, we don't want pain, but there's going to be that discomfort in the stretch. So see how you can frame that in your mind. So we're choosing to be here. We're choosing to be present. And we can use the physical sensations to help us be present. We can breathe into it and just know that we're doing this and with a quality of resetting, of nurturing the body, of offering ourselves more space for the rest of the day. And when we clear that space physically, we clear that space mentally as we're able to be present. And then let's lift up, rock back onto your hips, change the cross of your shins. Reach your fingertips forwards, deep breath in. Exhale, fold in. Can you glue the back of your pelvis to the floor and send your heart out in front? And then inhale, coming all the way up. Now we'll close the eyes, just come to a comfortable cross-legged place or maybe a lotus. And take your palms, however feels comfortable, facing down or facing upwards towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Now imagine you're blowing through a straw, so you have to kind of pout the lips here. Breathe out slowly. Once more, breath in. Breathe out. Lovely. Now let's take the hands to the chest in prayer position. Inhale, lift up through your prayer. Thumbs press the space between your eyebrows. And as you exhale, bow your head, closing your practice. Namaste. So thank you so much for practicing and well done. Keep going with the challenge. I hope you enjoy what's coming up for the rest of the week, but it was lovely to be here with you. So as always, any questions, just write them in the chat box and I'll get back to you. Have a lovely day. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Oh yes, you too. Have a great day, guys. Oh, thanks for your messages. Hi Jane. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Hey Katie. You're welcome. Gemma, thanks a lot. You're so welcome. Hey Jane, yes. Oh, that's so lovely, thank you. I'm glad to hear it's a good start to the day. It's always great to practice in the morning when you can. Wonderful. So I don't think there are any questions. So I'm going to leave you guys here, but if you're still there, wishing you such a great day. Thanks a lot for coming, and I will see you soon.